it might be time to move to an M.2. Thanks to cdkeysales.com for sponsoring this video. I don't know how you sleep at night with that activate Windows thing in the bottom corner of your screen. So head over to cdkeysales.com and use coupon code TECH18 to take an additional 18% off, bringing Windows 10 Pro down to around 14 bucks. It'll also bring down the price of Windows 10 Home and all the various different versions of Microsoft Office, so you can get the programs you need for a really low price. Once you apply the coupon code, just go to your purchase orders and you can see your CD key. Then hit the start button, type activation settings, click on that. There'll be a button to either change your product key or activate Windows. Click on that and then just paste this key in and you're good to go. So I've used them about 6 or 7 times to grab Windows keys. It's really easy. So again, coupon code TECH18 at cdkeysales.com. Get your Windows activated. And now to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so we just looked at the 8TB Sabrent Rocket Q drive. Ridiculously massive, but now it's time to look at the 2TB and the 4TB, and I'm going to compare that to their 1TB and also a 2TB Mushkin M.2 that I have that I've loved for over a year now, but I might be moving to one of these. The first thing we're going to do is look at all the specs on paper and just talk about them for a minute, and then I'll show you the benchmarks on this. Now, the benefit as you go up from a 500 to a 1TB to a 2TB is the write speed really increases. The read speed is going to be similar on the 1TB, 2TB, 4TB, and also the 8TB, but the write speed is going to go up a little bit, and you find the sweet spot is usually around the 2 and the 4TB range. But first off, let's talk about this technology. We've got some fancy schmancy Micron NAND flash memory, and the controller on these is both the E12S. The advertised IOPS on the 2TB, 250K on the read and 670K on the write. Really respectable on that right there. And then the IOPS for the 4K, 550K and 680K, which is about the same as the 8TB. On paper, they say that the 2 and the 4TB should be a smidgen faster than the 8TB, but only like a couple hundred megabytes, maybe, actually 100 megabytes, maybe a little bit faster on the read. The form factor is the 2280 form factor, standard, should fit in any modern motherboard that has an M.2 slot. So let's find out which one's gonna be good for you. Now Micron, of course, you know they're known for like their memory, and that's what Sabrent's using here. So how long should these last? Well, the 2TB should be able to do about 530 terabytes written, and the 4TB should be able to handle 940 terabytes written to that drive. As long as you're not rewriting these entire drives every single week, it should be fine. And they also have a 5-year warranty. You need to go over to their website, over to Sabrent's website, to make sure you register your product to qualify for the 5-year warranty, so be sure you do that. While you're over on Sabrent's website, grab a Cronus, and that'll help you move all your data from one drive to one of these drives without having to worry about reinstalling Windows or anything. I'm gonna do a video on that very soon when I build my next computer, because I'm gonna be using some of these, and then I'll be moving all the data over from my old hard drive to one of these faster hard drives. And you can see how that works. Now, Cronus is like a $30 program, but they've made it available for free with the purchase of this, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, over there, you can grab the Rocket control panel, and that will allow you to upgrade the firmware and check the health of your device, the temperature, and that sort of thing. All right, so that's pretty much what we have here. Last thing I want to mention is these are PCI Express Gen 3x4, not the faster PCI Express 4 stuff that you see on the market, but these are getting up to the top speeds when it comes to the PCI Express Gen 3. And also you save a little bit of money, so it's like, you can go all out if you wanted to and get a PCI Express 4 for more money, up to 5,000 megabytes a second on some of those, sometimes a little over, or you can go with these that are advertised around 3,300 megabytes a second. So that's the trade-off there, but I kind of like the idea of using a PCI Express Gen 4, the expensive one, as your OS, and then using one of these for secondary, and also your big projects, like your creative projects and that sort of thing will be great on here. Video games, movies, whatever you're working on. All right, so let's start off with some benchmarks. On the left side of the screen, it's 4 terabytes, and on the right side of the screen, it is the 2 terabyte. The 4 terabyte comes in at 372602, and then the 2 terabyte actually comes in at 186301, but 4 terabyte, 2 terabyte, you know how it goes. All right, so we look at the benchmarks here, and the drive performance is almost identical all the way down, but you can see we have a little bit of a performance boost with the 4 terabyte, and that is on the 4Ks and the randoms and that sort of thing, so it's gonna feel a little bit snappier. But not much really. God, actually not much at all. That barely. Okay, this is gonna feel about the same. Like really gonna feel about the same. When you look at the IOPS though, it's very similar story. In fact, they're about the same, really. But they're both performing very well. Strangely similar. But it's same flash, Same storage, just different sizes. And as you can see here, we have, God, identical results when it comes to Atto disk benchmark. Pretty much just identical all the way down with a slight edge. We're talking like a very slight edge on the 4 terabyte. And again, almost exactly the same results with the 4 terabyte and the 2 terabyte when it comes to the Passmark performance test. Idle temperatures around 30-29 on both of them for idle. When they really get ramped up and going, we see the 4 terabyte at 61 Celsius, which is still very decent, and then 59 degrees Celsius when you're doing a heavy write on the 2 terabyte. So these are basically the same drive at different capacities. Well, basically they are the same drive at different capacities. I want to take a look at this versus the Mushkin 2 terabyte. So I'm going to just focus right now, go back through these results, and just compare the 2 terabyte Sabrent Rocket Q to the Mushkin that I purchased, because they're around the same price, and I do like the Mushkin quite a bit. I've been using it for almost a year now. All right, just with raw IOPS, the 2 terabyte drive from Sabrent is just kind of stomping on the Mushkin. So that price point, it looks like we've got a new contender here. Now you look over at the actual read and write speed, and the thing that really pushes the Sabrent ahead is the write speed. So if you're doing a lot of creative stuff and you're making changes and writing and saving big files and stuff like that, you're going to notice a pretty big boost there. And also just in your randoms and stuff, while you're moving around, it's going to feel quite a bit snappier. Big difference. And then look at the read and write speed on the Mushkin drive. You'll notice that the read and write speed is a little different. There's not parity there. You see the read speed's always quite a bit faster. And despite the read speed getting up to 2.3 gigabytes per second, it's nowhere near as close to the Sabrent, which just pretty much stays right around the 2.8, 2.9 gigabytes per second all the way through the test. So looking really good right there. With Crystal Disk Mark, we see that same sort of thing between the Sabrent and the Mushkin, with the Sabrent having really good scores in both the read and the write, and the Mushkin really doing pretty good in the read. But not so hot in the write. It looks almost like an Intel when you look at that write, like the Intel P600 or something, which is cheap, but not that fast. And you can see the results of Disk Mark right here on the screen. Pretty much all I need to say about that. Idle temperature, 29 versus 35. So just this Micron flash is just better technology overall. And then it's a couple degrees colder when we're doing a full-on write test. So there you have it, 2 really nice, large, super fast PCI Express Gen 3 x4 M.2. I want to call them drives because they're not driving anywhere. There's nothing spinning in here. There's no drive. Flash memory right here. Some super fast NVMe memory. And yeah, these are going to go into some builds, especially for working on the video game and stuff like that. They're going to be really handy. By the way, if you're curious about what's going on with Unreal Engine and working on games, you can catch streams over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/midnightdojo, all one word. So I'll see you over there. Also, ask questions in the comments. We'll check those out. And head over to epicpants.com to get yourself a t-shirt, mouse, keyboard, or any other nice schnazzy thing that will improve your life, guaranteed, or your money not back, but you can feel bad. And I'll feel bad that you feel bad, but you're not going to feel bad because it's good, so goodbye. There, nice clap. I'm just saying. Why do people say I'm just saying when they're just saying it out loud? They don't need to say just saying. It's a redundancy.